Good morning. Today we are going to study about the basics of the operating system. In this we will study about the storage structure. So as we study the storage structure, we will see different storage devices that we have in our computer system, and we will see what are their functions and what are their features. So let us see with the help of a diagram. So in the diagram, it represents the storage hierarchy. So on the top we have the registers, followed by cache memory, and then we have the main memory, and then the solid state disk or electronic disk, then magnetic disk and optical disk and magnetic tape. So if we look at these devices, starting from the registers are the smallest storage devices. They store data in bits, that means in zeros or ones. So they are the smallest devices, and since they store only in bits, they can be accessed very quickly. And then the next one is the cache. The size of the cache is a little bigger than that of registers, but its speed is a little slower as compared to the registers. And then after that we have the main memory, which is a very important thing that we need to know. The examples of main memory include random access memory or RAM, which we will be discussing it in detail. And then we have electronic disk, magnetic disk, optical and magnetic tapes. So these are the secondary storage devices. So we will see what is the main memory and what are the secondary storage devices as we proceed further. So if we look at the hierarchy, when you go up, that is on the top of the hierarchy, it becomes very expensive. They are expensive but fast, and then the size also becomes smaller as you go up the hierarchy. So this is the biggest size, and when you go up to this, the size of the devices becomes smaller and smaller, but the access time and cost become higher and higher as we go up the hierarchy. So we can say that the registers are the smallest, but the access time is the fastest. And as we go down the hierarchy, the cost per bit increases. Then the access time also increases and the size also increases. So we can say that if we want small size and fast access, then this is where you have to go. And if you want a bigger size for storing more data, then you have to go down the hierarchy. Coming to the electronic disk, magnetic disk, optical disk and magnetic tape, the cost and access time increases. Now as we talk about this, we have to talk about our main memory. That is the most important thing that we need to talk about. So the main memory is our RAM or the random access memory. What is the function of the main memory? In the main memory, anything that we load into our computer gets loaded into our main memory, and that is where it is executed. So things are stored in our secondary memory, but things are loaded to our main memory for the execution purpose. Now what do we mean by secondary memory? The main memory is very fast, but its size is limited. Also it is volatile in nature. So we will see what is volatile, but remember that the size of the main memory is very small. So we cannot store all your programs and data into the main memory. So for that purpose, we have our secondary storage devices or the secondary memory. In secondary memory, we can store all our data and all other things that we need, and when it has to be loaded or executed, it is loaded into the main memory. So for example, let us have the word processing software, that is the Microsoft Word. So if we have a Microsoft Word, it is installed in the secondary memory. It stays or resides in the secondary memory. When you double click or open it, then it gets loaded into the main memory, because we are going to perform some task in that Microsoft Word. So whenever we execute something, it gets loaded into the main memory, otherwise it resides in the secondary memory. So all our data reside in the secondary memory and are loaded to the main memory at the time of execution. Now we say that if you have a larger or a bigger RAM, then our computer works very faster. This we have heard this many times. When we have more random access memory or RAM, our computer is faster. So remember that the main memory is our RAM. So for explaining, we'll see a simple example.